When I was watching some clips from the movie A Clockwork Orange recently, something occurred to me, um, and I think it's kind of a pattern that you see in real life, perhaps in literature. I mean, I think that Clockwork Orange is certainly kind of an allegory that discusses this issue, which is that when the term renegade or when the term rebellion is when it becomes a character trait, it's always something that is socially programmed, like it ironically, like it is almost like when it reaches the level of becoming a kind of a fashion statement, and when it becomes a predictable pattern of behavior, that's when you realize there's something kind of contrived and there's something fake about it. But on the other hand, when there's something, when rebellion is simply an act, an impulse, like a moral impulse that somebody has, like let's say if you're just a rational, ordinary person and you walk into a mess that somebody else has created for you, that person happens to be in a position of power, and you resist, whoa, whoops, you're a renegade. That is the kind that is not socially programmed. It's perhaps seen as much more dangerous. And this ties into something that I was actually talking about when it comes to the word atheism. There's many different dimensions, I think, to this issue. It's like when it comes to the word atheism, it's like you're defined by your entire character is being defined by what you don't believe in and what you reject. And I think that's how, the same way that I think the word renegade can be misused, based on the example I just was talking about earlier, about walking into a situation somebody else created that's being imposed on you, and the moral impulse is something that is seen as dangerous. But then when we look at the third path, like the one that I discussed at the very beginning of the video, that's when you start getting into the issues of what you see in the Clockwork Orange, where you see the socially programmed kind of commercialized version of rebellion that you see in many of the criminals, like including Alex DeLarge, who is constantly committing crimes at night against women, killing people, beating people up. They're sort of the quintessential hoodlum, the kind of wearing the sort of, even the kind of makeup that he wears. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but Alex DeLarge wearing that sort of fake eyelash thing or something. I can't remember what exactly it is, but around his eye, something is about symbolizing the eye of Horus, some Egyptian mythology about male dominance, and the bizarre clothing and everything. That's sort of the fake resistance against the system that actually created them. So there is really obviously no moral impulse there. But I think this also ties into an issue that I see in popular culture as well, of the sort of the fake resistance, and you can see that in the pop culture that creates sometimes art and literature that can be particularly grotesque, but in a meaningless sense. Not like they don't really seem to be putting that much thought into what they're doing, because they don't really need to. As long as it's ideologically motivated, they don't actually need to actually put a lot of discipline or craft into it.